Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and today I'm doing a little bit of a fun video because one thing I don't get to do as much as I'd like is respond on contest responses. It's just a time thing, and it's important to support everybody in the hobby as much as you can on YouTube. And by doing contest responses, that just helps everyone. It's gives you a chance to show stuff off or give people shout outs or whatever, and help recognize other channels and just help each other out. So 3 channels that I'm a huge fan of just reached a huge milestone, 500 subscribers. And that's a big deal. I mean, once you get to 500, if you think, man, if I had 500 people in a room, it'd be a pretty crowded room. And so those are people that all have thought, man, your stuff's so good that I want to subscribe to it. And that's a great milestone. The first one is Andy, Nostalgic About Baseball. And I missed his deadline for his contest for that. And again, it's not about the contest. It's just about, helping each other out and supporting each other by doing things like this. So I missed Andy's deal. I feel bad about that, but congrats, Andy, on 500 subs. The second channel is Diamond Yard Sports Cards, George. And George and I have become friends recently, mainly because we have a lot of the same interests in sports cards. He's a big vintage guy and Hall of Famer guy, and so I just love what he shows on his channel, and it's fantastic. He just reached 500 subs, and what he's asked us to do is 2 things. Number 1, give shout outs to a couple of channels that are under 500 subs to help them get there, which is great, and then to show off kind of some dupes we have in our collection. And so I'm going to do that here in a minute once I flip the camera around. And the third channel that I'm going to do a response for is Ken's Cardboard. Ken, again, another kindred spirit in the hobby. To me, he does a lot of vintage, big Rockies fan, just does all kinds of stuff. Arenado and Todd Helton, and then all kinds of just awesome cards. So he's also reached 500, and he has asked us to show off our top 10 autographs in our collection. And that was hard for me to try to figure out because I do have a lot of autographs in my collection. So I thought, all right, how can I narrow it down and just kind of do a segment? And so what I decided to do was the top 10 slabbed Perez-Steele autographs that I have. And that's just kind of very niche-y, but just thought I could narrow it down. Because I've done videos before of my top 30 autographs, top 50 autographs, I can't remember, but I thought this would be just a cool thing just to show one little niche of my autograph collection because I love autographs, and so that was right in my wheelhouse of a video response. And so back to George real quick. He wanted us to give 2 shout outs, and I'm going to do that right now. The 2 channels that I am going to put links down below for you to check out that I really think you should are Bald Rhino and Jay Stottlemyre 1. Bald Rhino has a hilarious intro to his channel. Every time I see Jim Carrey coming out of the Rhino, it makes me laugh out loud. And he does tons of PSA reveals. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He's selling modern cards that he has dupes of to buy vintage, and which I think is a really smart idea. And he is just building an amazing collection and showing it off. And so he's doing awesome. And then Jay Stottlemyre 1, Josh. Wow. You are missing out if you are not watching his channel because he just shows fire every time. From a vintage standpoint, if you like vintage at all, and you just want to see totally badass sports cards, baseball cards, you need to look at Josh's stuff. He doesn't post a ton of videos, but when he does, it's like boom. And so I really appreciate what Josh brings to the hobby. He's also a great member of the community, commenting on a lot of videos and being a part of people's stuff. So those are 2 guys you should definitely check out. Links will be down below. Now let's get to the other fun stuff, which is looking at some other cards. Hang on 1 second. All right, let's do this. First up for George. Let me get his out of the way. Not that it's a chore, but the card that I am excited that I have a dupe of is this one right here, and it's the 1960 Topps Kari Yastrzemski rookie. And there's a very good reason I have a dupe of this card. So let me talk about this one first. This is my PSA 3. This was literally the first vintage card that I ever bought. I must have been 12 years old, and I thought I had the score of the century when I bought this card. God, that would have been the late or mid 80s when I bought this card. And I just thought, man, I'm on cloud 9 now owning a Yastrzemski rookie. I couldn't afford a ton of stuff back then, as most of us could being kids. And so when I was able to buy this card from another buddy, I just felt like, man. And then I got it slabbed years and years ago, just mainly to protect it. And it's a card that'll always stay in my collection because of the memories that it evokes and brings. And so I just love it. And then it's a 3, right? So I really wanted to upgrade it. And so, not too long ago, a year, maybe more, I don't know. Not too long ago, I went ahead and bought a 6 So I just bought this 6 just to have a higher version of that in my collection. So I have a dupe there, and it's a dupe I'll always have. I have a bunch of other dupes, but they're accidental dupes of slabs that I've bought more than once, not realizing what I had. And so that's that. So congrats again, George, on 500 subs. Now let's get to Ken's part. So Perez-Steele autographs are something that I just have a huge passion for. I love the artwork. And when you get them signed, I just think, the cards in and of themselves are beautiful, but when you get them signed, it just adds a whole new dimension to it. And so I'm hoping, let's see, I need to make this, maybe we can see these a little better. Scoot this out a little. Okay, so what we've got here is, I'm going to show my 10 favorites, although it's really hard to pick your favorites because I love them all. And so I pulled out 10 that I thought you guys would really like, that I just think are cool. And here is the so there's different sets for Perez-Steele. There's a Hall of Fame set. There's celebration set, and then there's masterwork. So I've got examples of each of those sets in this little showcase here. And there's Ernie Banks, and I just love the art on this. I love Ernie's smile. I love the autograph. Just looks so good on that. These are just going to be in alphabetical order. They're not going to be in like 1 to 10 or anything like that because hard to rank them. But this next one is one I'm super glad that I have, and I've had this for a while. Roy Campanella is a really tough auto. This is definitely obviously a post-accident autograph, and if you don't know, Roy Campanella had an auto accident in 1958, which ended his career and paralyzed him. And so pre-1958 autographs are normal script. And then after that, he had to use essentially an assistant system to help him sign his name. I mean, this is definitely signed by Roy Campanella. It's just assisted. It's an assisted one, but it's a PSA 9. And when you see a grade on a PSA DNA deal, it's just the autograph quality, I guess. It's probably the best way to put it. And that's necessary to do any of the registries. You have to have the autograph graded. It even says auto grade only, but just clearing that up for everybody. And this is one of the celebration cards. Awesome there. Maybe move a little faster here. Well, I don't know what I need to say about him, but the Joe DiMaggio, just look how beautiful that autograph is. Again, it's a 9. To me, grading autographs is so subjective, and how is that only a 9? But whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just gorgeous, and I love having this in my collection. This next one I picked mainly because I love the picture. I don't think Don Drysdale gets enough hobby love. He's way overshadowed, I think, by Sandy Koufax. Mainly, Sandy Koufax is still alive. He's still signing. He's still being put into sets, so it keeps him on the mind of collectors. But Don Drysdale was an amazing pitcher for the Dodgers. Started his rookie cards in '57. and he didn't play a ton of years either. His last Topps card was 69, so neither him or Koufax pitched 20 years, but when they pitched, they were an amazing duo. So I just thought I'd throw that in there just to give Don Drysdale some hobby love that he deserves. Next up is Judy Johnson. Another thing that these Perez-Steels allow you to do is to get cards of and learn about these great Negro League players that had such an impact on the game. And Judy Johnson was amazing, great player. His autograph is not scarce, but finding him on these Perez-Steels is a little bit more difficult of an endeavor. And so I picked this up at the National last year and just so glad that I got it. So if you're not familiar with all these people, especially the Negro Leaguers, I encourage you to go learn more about them. They were great ball players for sure. Yeah, we already saw DiMaggio. Any top 10 is going to have Mantle in it if I have an autograph of Mantle. And this celebration is just beautiful. It's a perfect spot. I mean, there's just, these celebration cards really allow for an autograph to be placed and pop on these cards. So, I don't know. It's Mickey Mantle. What else can you say? And then we've got, after Mantle, in the alphabet is Willie Mays. This is actually the Masterworks set. Each player had 5 cards that were made. I think there's 10 or 12 players total. And so just love seeing this signed. I mean, such a great artwork by Dick Perez. Gem Mint 10 autograph of Willie Mays. So love it. Beautiful. And we've got Nolan Ryan. And I'd been looking for this for a long time. I think I got this at the National 2 years ago. And I love a lot of things about this. It's already slabbed. It was already slabbed when I bought it. And it's got the Nolan Ryan Foundation sticker down on the bottom right. I don't know. You kind of wish they would have put that on the back. But at the same time, it kind of looks cool there. Right under his signature. And Nolan, really big signature on this Perez-Steele. And it just pops and gorgeous. And he's in a Rangers uniform. Two more for you Red Sox guys. And the first one is Teddy Ballgame, the Splendid Splendor, Ted Williams. This is on a celebration card. Again, just beautiful. You see how there's just perfect space in the way that Dick Perez designed these cards to allow for an autograph to go on there and not take away from either the top portrait picture or the bottom action picture, assuming the athlete complies and kind of does it the way I think Mr. Perez intended. But gorgeous Ted Williams here. Love having that. And the last one is the guy that you just saw the rookie card of. And I threw this in here just because, again, I love the way it's so clean. The picture is just beautiful. You've got the little black and white action shot, and then the autograph just stands out and pops on these things. And that's a near mint 7 autograph, really. The streakiness of it is not great, but it's not horrible. And so, anyway, doesn't take away from it at all. I absolutely love this, having this Yastrzemski. And his stuff is, I think Yastrzemski is, underappreciated in the hobby quite a bit, although his autographs are not, super cheap either. But this is because there's so many Red Sox fans. So that's it. Man, congrats again to Andy, Nostalgic About Baseball, George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards, and Ken from Ken's Cardboard. 500 subs, great milestone. You guys have a good one. Let me know what you think down below. We'll talk to you soon, and keep collecting.